Hey guys, I'm hoping everyone's done preparing by now and is wondering अब क्या करना चाहिए. चलो कुछ papers देखते हैं, कुछ practice question देखते हैं, which is good. I mean, if you feel that you're prepared, that's good news. I would still, however, say what I've been saying. I wouldn't waste time reading questions. I will still use this time once again to go through the entire textbook once again. No matter how irritating it sounds, it is what it is. This is what's going to help you. But here are a few important pointers, a few common doubts which a lot of people are struggling with. Maybe it will help you if you listen to these doubts. I'll get to the doubts later, sorry to create a suspense, but let me just deal with the most important things first about tomorrow's paper. First things first, do not worry about the length of your answer. If it's a 3-mark answer, if it gets over in one sentence, that's not your problem. It's the problem of the examiner. So just focus on the quality and not on the quantity. Answer every single point that you think is relatable to the question. Then if the length of the question is long or short, that's not your concern. Also, do not waste time giving unnecessary information, building up to the answer as we do it in Hindi papers. It used to be called Sandarbh in my days. I don't know what you call it these days, but don't do it anymore. If I ask you, why are you late? You simply start with, I am late because I missed the bus. That is the answer. But you feel that, hey, there was one more fact why I missed the bus. It's because I woke up late. Add that in your next sentence. That I missed the bus because I woke up late, full stop. I woke up late because I was up all night, full stop. I was up all night because I was studying for the exam. Now that's your complete answer. So you answered everything related to the question, but you didn't worry about the length of the answer. Second thing, presentation of answers tomorrow. Do not go with paragraphs. Paragraphs are not entertained. The teacher is not going to be looking at your sentences. She's going to be looking out for keywords. So your keywords should stand out. It doesn't matter how you frame your answers. तू ऐसा बोल, तू ऐसा बोल, तू वैसा बोल, तू वैसे बोल, तेरे को जैसे बोलने का तू बोल. But the word ऐसा, वैसा, जैसा आना चाहिए. वो keywords है मेरे को I want these words. Nothing else matters. Your grammar can be bad in tomorrow's papers. That's the good news, right? Because grammatically you're not being penalized. But spelling errors, yes. If you get the keywords incorrect, if you're getting the spellings wrong for the keywords, you're going to lose marks. So be very careful about your spellings, alright? But not about the sentence framing. So keep your sentences short, keep it to the point, and answer a new sentence on a new line. That's the best way to answer. अगर एक question में 3 different sub questions है, each sub question को एक different line में answer कर. Don't leave lines between that because then it looks like a separate answer. Same answer, same thing, but on a next line. That's how we're supposed to present it. Alright? So presentation, length. ये दोनों चीजों को मैंने पहले clear कर लिया. Second, order of the paper. In a literature paper, you're not supposed to mess with the order. So make sure that you're maintaining the order. पहले MCQs and then move to the question answers. You're supposed to select one question from each section. So one from prose, one from poem, one from MOV, and then come to your extra question, which could be from prose, poetry, or MOV. So maintain the order properly. Okay. Also MCQs, be very careful. Read the question completely. You must have solved a zillion MCQs. So when you read a question, you're going to assume, hey, ये वाला तो पता है, ये मैंने solve किया था, and you assume that's the answer, but maybe they've changed it a bit, maybe they've tweaked it a bit. So read the complete question carefully. Then start eliminating the most obviously incorrect answers. Then you'll be stuck with 2 answers which sound similar, which seem similar, which are like both might work. Then go with the most technically apt answer. Textbook में सबसे closest sentence के answer कौन सा? That is the answer you'll go with. That's how you write your MCQs. Alright? MCQs के बाद नए पेज पे नया क्वेश्चन, फिर नए पेज पे नया क्वेश्चन, फिर नए पेज पे नया क्वेश्चन. So don't mess that up. Alright? Once you're done with the presentation and the order, the next common question people have is, so what if I am left with some time and I attempt an extra question? Nope. It's really frowned upon. Never attempt an extra question. It is not a sign of you being smarter. It's a sign of you being less confident. So don't do that. Just attempt the number of questions as instructed in the paper, which is 1 MCQ, 1 question from prose, 1 from poem, 1 from MOV, and 1 from anywhere. Alright? These were the most common doubts. These were the most common things. Now I'm getting to the next part, the next stage of this video, which is how to tackle certain questions. There will be one question in the whole MOV section which will be explain a particular line. When they ask you to explain something, what you're supposed to do is first quote who said it. So say that these lines were said by Portia to Nerissa. 1 mark. When was it said? when they are in the court, your second mark, and then explain the line. And to explain it, you are supposed to break up the line and say, Portia says that, and then blah 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 blah. You break it up in simpler language and explain. The best way to see a broken up sentence explained properly is Act 4 in your textbook, when Shylock says that line, of force must yield to such inevitable shame as to himself being offended. That line in the footnotes has been broken up and explained. That's how you're supposed to explain the answers. Alright, so that's one thing. The second thing that people talk about, now these are all the common doubts. The most common doubt is all summer in a day, where people are like, sir, does the sun come out for 1 hour or 2 hours? It comes out for 1 hour. Alright, there's evidence of this in the textbook in the on the second last side, third last side actually, because then you flip the page. Bottom line, like they ran in circles in the forest, and then until for 1 hour, and then a raindrop falls and the girl shrieks out or wails. So it's 1 hour. After 1 hour, the sun disappears. It's only the teacher who says that it comes out for 2 hours, and she's clearly a careless teacher, apart because she came late to the class, she didn't care about how many kids are in the class, she doesn't notice that Margot is missing, and third, she says it comes out for 2 hours, alright? Otherwise, the sun comes out only for 1 hour, you write only that and come. The next common question that people ask is, so why was Jesse hot under the collar? Is he worried about Hitler's master race theory? So, this one is an application based, thoda complicated lagega tumko, but dhyan se suno. In the second paragraph of Jesse Owens, Jesse clearly says, I wasn't too worried about all this. Ye jo this hai, is Hitler claiming that his performers are members of a master race. He doesn't care about this. The time when he starts getting bothered is when he spots Luz Long crossing almost 26 feet in his practice sleeves. Now that also didn't concern Jesse. What he's concerned about is, why wasn't he informed of Luz Long's presence earlier? Hitler had kept him under wraps. So now here's how I frame my answer. When I'm asked why was Jesse fouling, or what was Jesse hot under the collar about, this is how we frame the answer. So Jesse was startled to see a tall German boy hitting the pits at 26 feet. Hitler had kept him under wraps, evidently hoping to win the race with him. It would clearly, if Long won, it would add some new support to Hitler's Aryan supremacy theory or his master race theory. After all, Jesse was a Negro. This is what bothered Jesse. And this is also, by the way, the answer for what was eating Jesse. So this is what was eating him. Because of this, you'll add one more line. Jesse fouled twice miserably. And that is what was eating Jesse. Alright, that's the answer. That was one more, that was one common doubt that people had. Apart from that, I want to tell you about interpreting something in tomorrow's paper. See, I said this during language also, I'm saying it again during literature. Literature paper is all about interpretation, right? A teacher in South India, a teacher in North India, a teacher here, they all must be teaching some or the other interpretation which may not be similar to each other, may not align with each other. Because that's how literature is, that's how movies are, that's how art is, that's how English is. A sentence, a word, a paragraph can be interpreted in different ways by different people. You know how there's this common joke where, the teacher is explaining that the curtain is blue. He's reading it in a story, and then he's like, the author was depressed, the author is doing this, the blue color symbolizes this, blah, blah, blah. But maybe the author was just wondering that time, kaun sa color likhna hai, wahan pe blue curtain hai, so the curtain was blue. The author just wrote that. Who knows? The author's dead now. So maybe sometimes there's no interpretation. In tomorrow's paper, no matter what symbolism you write, symbol kya hai iska symbolism kya hai, no matter what interpretation you draw out of a paragraph, everything will be accepted by the boards if you justify it. So you're supposed to justify your answer. Make sure that you explain why you feel this is your interpretation. So Patriot is one such poem where several people will have several interpretations for why he leaps towards the sun. Is he really guilty? Does he think he's guilty, or is he being bitter? Different people have different interpretations. Don't worry about it. You can stick to whatever you want to say, as long, of course the core meaning shouldn't change, but otherwise the several upper ka nuances can change as far as you're justifying your answer. Okay? So interpretation, facts, when you are stuck at an answer, you are like, sir, iska answer kaise likhne ka? Like, I know the answer, but mujhe likhne nahi aa raha. Always write evidence from the textbook. Like, always support your answers with evidence. And evidence ka matlab hai lines from the textbook. Like how I charted out that Hitler wala line for you. Or like how I charted out why I justify that the sun came out for 1 hour. Why would I say that? The sun is coming out for 1 hour because there's a line in the textbook that says they are running for, they ran in circles. So you're supposed to obviously write lines from the textbook, for which you need to be very thorough with the textbook, which brings me to the first part of this video where I said that I would still utilize this time to read the textbook once again. Alright, so I think I've covered all important points, all important doubts. I'm going to leave one more video explaining this one common doubt that people have about how the Duke shows mercy and how Antonio shows mercy towards Shylock. I think there's some discrepancy over here, so I'm going to try explaining that in another video. I hope that helps you. All the best, do well. I really am very confident about Kal ka paper. I think you guys are going to do amazingly well. Language paper ke baad, again, like I had warned you not to discuss it, तो मैं just एक simple सा warning दूंगा, कल भी same चीज करना है. पेपर हो गया, मेरे साथ डिस्कस करने मत बैठना, सर इसका सोल्यूशन सेट क्या है, सर इसका आंसर क्या बता दो. इट्स ओनली गोइंग टू ब्रेक यू व्हेन यू सी योर आंसर नॉट मैचिंग द आंसर की. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, समटाइम्स ना जो आंसर की अभी रिलीज होती है, जो लोग इंटरप्रेट करते हैं ना, वो जब करेक्शंस का टाइम आता है ना, तब 10 चीजें चेंज होती हैं वहां पे. दे सी द पॉपुलर ओपिनियन, दे सी दैट सबसे जेनरिक आंसर क्या है, सब लोगों ने जनरली क्या लिखा है. मे बी हमने सोल्यूशन सेट में ये दिया था, बट सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन ये सोच रही है, so let's give this answer. A lot can change when the corrections actually happen. So it's all about your karma. If you're working really hard, trust me, God will work in your favor. If you don't believe in God, then universe will work in your favor. Everything's going to be good. मेरे को बहुत confident है. मैं कल के पेपर लेके मैं बहुत chilled हूँ. तुम लोग सब लोग बहुत मजे करने वाले हो कल. But ज्यादा excitement हो ना, because you have other papers to do. But मेरा duty कल खत्म होता है. So I'm gonna relax and sleep finally very well. But all the best. Do well. I love you. Good night. Bye.